The opening bounce. Stanley directs it down. It bounced straight into his hands as if he'd just called a puppy with a whistle. Takes possession. Strong mark. Played on. Duncan is happy with that tackle. He's got him for holding the footy. Duncan sends the ball on its way. Nice mark there. He's elected to play on. Hands like dinner plates. Betts going for number 1. He holds his breath. He really should have made more of that. Point the difference. He'll be disappointed with that effort. Lonergan kicks hard along the boundary line. Hughes drops it. Betts going for number 1. Just fell through. The first goal of the match. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash.
Stanley is just a real workhorse in the ruck, and I reckon his teammates really appreciate his uncomplicated approach to the game.
The loose ball picked up by Kennedy off the side of the boot. Terrible kick. He really should have made more of that. The visiting team by 8 points. He'll be disappointed with that effort.
Lonergan is a pretty decent kick of the footy, but you can always be better.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash.
Stanley is just a real slippery customer if you give him any space.
Punch by Stanley. He collects the loose ball. Jams it on the boot now. Solid as a rock, and he comes away with a lovely contested mark. Goal for Prioli. The visiting team have scored the last 2 goals. The Cats trailing already. They need to pick up the pace, and right now they can't seem to maintain possession. They simply handed it over. Out of bounds in the pocket. Both ruckmen standing their ground. Natanui leave the pinatas for the kids. Betts lets fly with a shot at goal. That was a narrow miss. It's not the score he was looking for.
Geelong are trying to take this game on, but their disposal hasn't been great and they're being punished on the turnover. They just need to slow it down a little and look for a safer option. Sending it on its way. He boots it. That's a nice strong mark. Shuey with the kick.
Wines gets his first possession. The kick spins off in the wrong direction. He kicked that one like my wife would. The ball has gone over the boundary line on the full. Hughes drilled that kick in. Here's a chance for Gunston. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. 45 metres out. Get some power behind that one. Hall wins the marking contest. Looks like he forgot to practice his kicking during the week. Bad kick, resulting in a free to the visiting team. Hughes kicks hard along the boundary line, perspiring like a pudding in a pot as he lines this shot up.
Hughes told me recently that he really loves playing for this club, and you can really see it in his attitude on the field. I think he's going to play for this club for a long, long time. Mitchell goes for home. Out on the full. Terrible.
Out on the full. The visiting team free kick. Duncan kicks it. Betts claims it. Let's have the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. The visiting team by 27. 1 quarter down and 3 to go. Plenty of football still to... The quick break and we're back at it.
Winning means you're willing to go longer, work harder and give more than anyone else.
The spiralling torpedo from Jacobs. And the ball goes over the boundary near the 50. A lot of jostling as the boundary umpire puts the ball back into play. Mitchell on the ball at the moment. With the ball now. Caught with the ball. Guthrie slams the ball onto his boot, trying to get it away as quickly as possible. Lonergan with a short hand pass. Colin Smith throws it clear as day. That kick has covered a very long distance. Betts got under it. He wants to play on. Goes up the line. Going for goal number 1. It's not the score he was looking for.
It's time to roll the dice out there and see how the game might open up. Yes, Geelong might get hurt on the rebound, but I think more scoring opportunities will present themselves. Franklin puts it out of bounds on the full. Duncan kicks it. Lonergan, just the better man in that contest.
Oh, something must have carried that. It's a lovely long kick. Betts getting into position for the kick. A monster kick will be required from here. Marks. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. The visiting team leads by 34.
He's got the evasiveness and the flashy tricks of a star.
Stanley with the hit. Scoops up the bouncing ball. A good mark under the circumstances. Hall going for number 1. Just fell through. Hall kicks his first. The visiting team have scored the last 5 goals. The visiting team by 40. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Stanley guides it. Controlled by Jacobs. Takes it well. Gunston decides to play on. The visiting team lead Geelong. He'll be disappointed with that effort. He had his eye on the ball all the way and took the mark well. Going for goal number 1. That's a very well-executed goal. They increase their lead. The visiting team lead Geelong 47-0.
Wines is just ridiculously consistent. I'd like to see a clanger from him for a change. When coaches have someone like him in the lineup, they can just sleep a lot easier knowing how reliable he is.
Stanley with the tap. Takes control of the bouncing ball. Ball over the boundary line. The umpire will throw it back in. The ruckman battle for position. Palms it down nicely. Kennedy heading in. Watch his style. Is it high enough, long enough, straight enough? Both ruckmen have their eyes on the ball. Umpire bounces the ball. Guided by Stanley. Guthrie gets the ball. He was never going to get that. An easy interception for Boak. Steady hands there as he holds that one.
Wines has just got a lot of tricks in the bag, which makes him so very hard to stop. He's also got an amazing highlight reel.
The ruckman conscious of where their teammates are. They wait for the bounce. Guided by Stanley. Kennedy feeds it wide. Oh, you can really tell he loves taking a contested mark. Nice goal from Lynch. The visiting team with the upper hand in this match, and it shows on the scoreboard, leading 65-0. Geelong trailing by 65. They have a lot to think about after the first half.
I'd expect the coach will be asking for more.
The crowd anxious. Let's get into the second half.
Do not let what you can do interfere with what you can do.
Paul Smith with the kick. Drops the mark, and the Crummers are waiting. Boak has played a shocker. He's like a long jumper who can't reach the sand. He has to hold on to those. That's a massive kick. Taken by Shuey.
Shuey is the heart and soul of this footy club. I don't think he'll be going anywhere anytime soon. Wines shanks it. He really had to make more of that. Lead.
Disappointing kick there. Great grab. Kick by Duncan. Nice hands. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Nice drop punt. Nice mark there. That drop punt works well for Tui. Nice mark there. Gets boot to high. Nice mark there.
Sending it on its way. Gunston really forced to earn that mark. He steadies now in front of goal. It comes off the side of the boot. Lead.
It's not the score he was looking for. Jams it on the boot now. Strong mark by Muse. Sends the Sharon on its way. Almost a touch of synchronized swimming about that mark. Minus the peg. Motlop looking a real threat out there when he pulls in contested marks like that one.
Handballs it into open space. And the ball is out of play. He knocks it down. Kennedy with the football. Mitchell with the ball. Betts marks the ball. He kicks the ball.
The ball goes over the boundary in the pocket. The ball is returned to play. Stanley decisively. Guthrie with the ball. There'll be a ball up close to goal. Nat Nui. I've seen better swings on a condemned playground. Dangerfield with the ball. Miss for behind. I would have expected him to nail that. Betts claims the ball. Betts takes a shot. What a great goal by Betts. The visiting team have scored the last 9 goals. The visiting team in front.
Betts shown a lot of character with his recent performances.
He kicks the ball out of congestion. Rioli has a great set of hands. Fantastic mark. Simply outplayed the opposition there. He opts to play on. Goal to the visiting team. Betts gets number 4.
Betts can be forced onto any side and he's still just as competent.
Tap to advantage. With the ball now. He gains possession. Paul Smith throws it clear as day. He opts to play on. Jacobs completely shanked that one. Over the top of the pack. Almost at 3/4 time. The ball bounced to the advantage of the opposition. With the ball now. Handballs. And that's the game. The visiting team 80 to Geelong 0. What? Oh, they're telling me that's only the end of the 3rd quarter. Only 1 term to go now.
Pain is temporary. It may last a minute, an hour, or a day, or a year. But eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If you quit, however, it will last forever.
Rioli slams it on the boot. Wines claims the ball. Played on. He runs into the goal. Mackey keeping it low. He wins the contest. Lynch pulls the trigger with the ball sailing for goal. The visiting team coach using the bench. Opportunity for Kennedy. The visiting team get a goal. That could be the final nail in the coffin. There's the bounce. Stanley with the tap. The bouncing ball is controlled. And the mark will be paid. Bumps the pigskin. Strong mark by Menzel. Puts boot to ball. Mitchell takes the mark.
He kicked. Mackey spills it. He lays off the pass. Martin running towards goal. Strong mark there. He slams that on the boot. A great mark under pressure. Duncan puts his boot on it. It's a mark.
Played on. Gregson kicks it a long way. Taylor has it. He plays on now. They need a goal to keep that door ajar. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Good tap from Nat Nui. Gets boot to leather. And the ball crosses over the boundary. It looks like the umpire has decided it's a boundary throw-in. Nat Nui aims for his man on the ground. He's got the football now. Takes control of the bouncing ball. Hughes has a head which is much better than his feet. If only he had 3 heads, one on each leg.
Stanley, he's creative with his game. He always makes an appearance on the highlight reel. Puts boot to ball. Meningola with his head down. He gathers the ball. Boak decides to send it to space. He cuts the ball off. He completely mistimes the kick. No, the kick is no good.
It's not the score he was looking for.
Westhoff got a really good footballing brain. Franklin kicks the ball. Meningola, just the better man in that contest. Boak drops it. He handballs it.
Heads up the corridor. He had his eye on the ball all the way and took the mark well. Taylor takes the mark. He decides to play on. A goal for Geelong. Taylor gets the important kick. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Naitanui punches it. Kennedy is able to grab it on the half volley. Mackey booting it inside the 50. The ball goes out of bounds. The throw is accurate. Naitanui got the hit out. Approaching the goals now. Final scores are 86-13. That's it for us. I will see you again, but not yet. Not yet. Hi, I'm Dennis Cometti. Today's game from Etihad Stadium. Accompanying me is Matthew Richardson.
Hi, Den. Really looking forward to the start of this one.
Banners ready for the players. Here we go. It's the home team versus the Saints. Jacobs onto the ball. Has it now. Out of bounds near the 50. Throw in from the boundary line. A lot of jostling as the boundary umpire puts the ball back into play. The ball in the hands of Mitchell. Has it now. It's going. To be generous, you'd say he was just wide of the mark with that shot.
Let's play on.
It's not the score he was looking for. Plays onto himself. Slams it on the boot. Ross marks. Whoa, that's a nice long kick. Solid as a rock, and he comes away with a lovely contested mark. Nice mark under pressure. Gunston going from number 1. Gunston gets the ball rolling with the first goal of the game. Both rucks have a fair shot at this one. Naitanui looked about as coordinated as Disney's Goofy. Ball goes over the line and out of play. The ruckmen battle it out. Punched by Hickey. Somehow found more room on the boundary than Wayne Harms. Rioli will hear about that kick later. He puts it out of bounds on the full. Stephen puts it on the boot. Hands like dinner plates. Going for goal number 1. Rioli with a great kick. The Saints need to be careful not to let this one run away from them. Hickey hits it. Scoops up the bouncing ball. The ball crosses the boundary. The umpire's throw is a good one. Hickey with a big fist on it. Mitchell lets fly with a shot at goal. He'd like that one again. It was a shocker off the boots and killed it. Get the free kick as it goes out on the full. Takes his time as he lines up for goal. It's okay to have butterflies. Just get them in flying formation. Let's have the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. 45 metres out. Akers looking a real threat out there when he pulls in contested marks like that one. Sends the Sharon on its way. Mitchell picks it up. He's heading for home. Look at that. He's put it through. Mitchell kicks his first. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Bruce with the hit. Takes possession. Kicked by Dangerfield. Gunston claims the ball. He plays on. Gunston throws the ball. Free kick. Stephen with a perfect drop punt. Webster with the mark.
Webster seems like he's enjoying his footy. I think he's going to be around for a long time. Weller boots it. Kept his composure then. Oh, and he's missed.
He'll be disappointed with that effort. Choose to kick it. A nice uncontested mark for Webster. Webster kicks hard along the boundary line. Look at the concentration on his face as he lines up for the goal. The kick just clears the line for a goal. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Bruce with the tap. Jacobs controls. His kicks are like fingerprints. No two ever the same. Perspiring like a pudding in a pot as he lines this shot up. Rioli with a great kick. He'll be happy with goal number 2. This lead getting bigger now. Claimed by Bruce. Jacobs picks up the bouncing ball. And we're back at it.
Second quarter action underway.
Hickey gets the tap. Takes possession. Delivers the footy with a beautiful drop pass. Sends the Sharon on its way. Has he? Yes, he's paid it. Puts boot to ball. Shuey delusions of grandeur. Well done to keep it alive under pressure. Couldn't put the brakes on in time, and he runs it over. St Kilda sending out Montagna. The umpire has released the ball. Tap to advantage. With the ball now. He wins the contest. Sends it on its way. Nice mark there. Martin with the inside 50. I haven't seen him for a while, Richo.
Dennis, he just seems to be continually choosing the wrong option.
The Ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. The Rucks can't complain about that true bounce. Hickey should have just handed it to Franklin. He's got the footy in his hands. I haven't seen him for a while, Richo.
He seems to be watching his opponent rather than the ball den. Gunston can achieve anything he sets his mind to. The sky is the limit for this guy.
Clean tap out of the ruck. And that torp has gone supernova. A good mark under the circumstances. Gunston unloads one towards goal. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the Ruckmen unleash. Effective hit out there. Jacobs with clean hands for a difficult bouncing ball. Strong mark by Betts. Approaching the goals now. Look at that. He's put it through. They increase their lead.
Betts is just so gifted. Either side of the body, he's a champion.
The Ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. Boots it. A chance for both teams to set up as the ball crosses the line. Umpire throws the ball in. Punch by Bruce. Akers controls. Lobs the handball. Manages to get a hand to it. Dangerfield with the torpedo. Marked by Hall. He opts to play on. Betts from behind. A chance to add one more to his tally. The home team could score the last 10 goals. The home team over. The Saints by 62.
They've just backed their pace and skills, and they've been rewarded on the scoreboard. It's been pretty impressive.
Betts choosing to play on. Stephen looking a real threat out there when he pulls in contested marks like that one. Lynch has it. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. He's getting accustomed to kicking goals. The home team with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading the Saints 63-0. Disappointing kick there.
Stephen, he's very loyal, but it's not that hard when you're doing what you love. He gets it under pressure. Perfect kick.
The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Bruce with the tap. Franklin comes away with the ball. The ball goes over the line and out of play. The umpire will launch it in from the boundary. The ruckmen battle it out. Punched by Bruce. The halftime break is over now. Back to work.
It will be interesting to see what changes, if any, the coaches make for the second half of the match.
Rioli marks it. He steadies now in front of goal. It's in the air. The home team leads and killed it by 75. Methodically, the umpire bounces it beautifully. Hickey with the hit. Jacobs kicks from the pack. Gunston drops the mark. He has clearly been shopping at Clangers or Us. He collects the loose ball. The ball is slammed towards goal by Wines. The bounce is straight as an arrow. Nat Nui without a touch. The clearance by Hickey. Marks. Lynch choosing to play on. Steady hands there as he holds that one. Betts plays on. He's done a Lady Gaga. He kept everyone guessing. A goal for the home team. Wines getting them further in front. And look at that bounce. First hand's important. Billings on the ball at the moment. He gives the ball away. Great grab. He wants to play on. Wines going for number 4. Oh, that was a brave shot. Good goal. This lead getting bigger now. Here's the bounce. Hickey outstretches his opponent to win the ruck. Jacobs kicks it from the pack. Lynch got under it. He opts to play on. Great mark. Rioli decides to play on. His kicks are like fingerprints. No to ever be saved. Webster setting up the play. Sends it out of the defensive 50.
Franklin is very clever when dealing with tags. He loves taking heavier taggers that lack pace into space where a foot race becomes important. Coaches just love players like him. He goes for home. Rioli with the mark.
He decides to play on. Sends it into the open paddock. Nat Nui approaching home now. Good mark by Gunston. Played on. Drifts wide to go through for the behind. It's not the score he was looking for. He'll look for a quick option here. A pinpoint pass is the key. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Deft touch from Hickey. He collects the loose ball. Fails to dispose of it correctly. Clean pickup by Lynch. Lynch with a kick at goal. Goal to the home team. The pressure continues to mount with that goal from Lynch. All is in readiness.
Bruce has so much potential, he could just be anything. He marks the ball. He plays on with it. He's holding the ball. Stephen kicks it. Franklin marks the ball. He plays on with it. Sending it on its way. Betts with real good use of the body.
He's elected to play on. Betts launches one towards goal. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Here's the bounce. Nat Nui, I've seen better swings on a condemned playground. It's almost over now.
You and your opponent want the same thing. The only thing that matters is who works the hardest for it.
Jacobs gets the interception on the bounce. His mistake costs him a possession. Rioli has played a shocker. He's like a long jumper who can't reach the sand. Betts shoots it. The ball goes out of bounds on the full. Stephen kicks hard along the boundary line. Rioli taking aim. Great mark under pressure.
Stephen, he's just an absolute superstar when it comes to marking. Wines wants to play on. Robertson boots it. Good mark. Lynch taking aim. Great move to be able to work into an uncontested position. Gunston has a kick. Oh, and it's gone through for a behind.
Disappointing kick there. Stephen to bring it in. Betts looking to add another. What a match he's having. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare downs as they wait for the bounce. Nicely intercepted by Kennedy. Sweeping handball. Solid as a rock, and he comes away with a lovely contested mark. A dead straight bounce. Hickey is a class above. I expect he'll continue to dominate that Nui. Shuey with the mark. Probing kick inside the 50. Taken by Gunston. Gunston with a kick at goal. Gunston with a great kick. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The bounce is straight as an arrow. Hickey thumps it forward. The ball in the hands of Bakers. Great grab. Gets boot to leather. Jacobs was surrounded. He needed to mark it, and he did. Lynch grabs that one. Marks. Kennedy taking aim. He plays on now. Perfect kick, and that puts them further in front.
Kennedy's really good at reading the play out on the field. He just needs to start doing it faster.
Hickey got the hit out. Clean hands with a difficult bouncing ball. Good mark by Betts. Going for goal number 6. What happened there? I would have expected him to nail that. Bruce kicks it. Hall gets the upper hand. He's heading for home. It's in the air. What was that? The Saints get the free kick as it goes out on the full. Looks like he panicked there. Opportunity now for Kennedy. The ball is slammed towards goal by Kennedy. Both ruckmen have their eyes on the ball. Good bounce.
The Saints midfielders are well and truly on top in this match. They're winning everything at the stoppages. You have to wonder what the rest of their team are doing. This midfield can't keep carrying the team all game.
The bounce. Hickey with the tap. Bounces favourably for Jacobs. Rioli with the mark. Having a big day going for goal number 4. Nice work from Rioli. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare downs as they wait for the bounce. Nat Nui didn't even get close to that tap. Takes that one strongly. Here's a chance for Betts. He's kicking on about a 30-degree angle, which could prove challenging. Final scores at 156.